Talk about emotional roller coaster. If you ever wondered what it really feels like to close one chapter and jump into a totally new life, My Big Fat Fabulous Life Season 13. Episode 10 just put it all out there. Whitney's transformation isn't just about packing boxes or getting a snazzy waterfront apartment. This episode dives deep into all the messy, bittersweet, and gut-punching feels that come with saying goodbye and starting fresh. So, if you've ever dreamed of hitting reset, but got freaked out by everything you'd leave behind, grab a snack and buckle up, because this recap is about to spill every juicy detail, every twist, and all the heart behind Whitney's bold move to Salem. Episode 10 kicks off not with celebration but with tension. Whitney, known for her vibrant optimism and ability to joke through anything, is vulnerable from the start. Her fertility struggles have hit another wall, and she's not sure she has the emotional energy to try again. The disappointment is obvious. She's gasping for a breath of fresh hope, but instead, she's almost drowning in the pain of failed insemination and the looming possibility that motherhood might not happen for her. As if that heartbreak isn't enough, Whitney's best friends, Jessica and Ashley, have their own turbulence brewing. Jessica's been thinking about leaving Greensboro, her hometown, despite having her marriage, career, and family roots there. Whitney's itching for a new start, signing a lease in Salem and prepping for a literal and emotional road trip to a whole new state. Right away, Ashley calls out Whitney's pattern of running away whenever things get tough. Is Whitney just escaping problems, or is she genuinely reaching for something better? That's the tension simmering underneath as Whitney and her friends pile into the car for the 4-hour slog to Salem. The journey is anything but fun. Awkward silences, travel fatigue, and underlying resentment bubble up. Whitney feels the cold shoulder and knows she can't ignore the hurt she's caused by announcing her move during a group event, catching Ashley totally off guard. Ashley feels discarded, and even Jessica is processing how quickly everything's changing. Her own marriage feels rocky, and Jessica's uncertainty is palpable. But the episode starts to crack some light into this emotional gloom when Whitney's dad, Glenn, sends her a gift, a baby bed he made, stuffed with sentimental items. The gesture is beautiful but achingly sad, a quiet plea not to give up on becoming a mother, pressing Whitney's bruised feelings even harder. Sitting at a roadside diner, Whitney finally confronts Ashley. Why is she so upset? Ashley admits the suddenness of Whitney's group announcement and move stings, and she feels hurt and jealous seeing Whitney swap out her old friends for witchy fun new friends in Salem. It's one of those moments where the air clears and true friends finally have a raw and overdue conversation. Apologies are exchanged and hugs follow. It's jealousy, grief, and years of friendship tangled up. Both women agree to put intentional effort into keeping their bond strong, no matter how far apart they are. To lift the mood, Whitney books a charming waterfront inn in Connecticut for a girls' night. Honestly, this is where all the nervous and fiery energy burns off into laughter. Face masks, inside jokes, and memories of living together over a decade ago lubricate the healing. Jessica and Ashley finally admit their feelings. Jessica even wonders if Whitney just wanted warm bodies in the car, but now realizes her friend genuinely wants to savor these last moments together. Things turn playful, a much-needed respite after all the drama. Then out of nowhere comes the biggest gut-punched scene. Whitney checks her security camera back home and sees her dad collapsed on the floor. Panic spirals as she, hundreds of miles away, desperately tries to get her brother Hunter to call 911. Turns out Glenn overdosed on CBD gummies, mistaking them for harmless candy. Everyone's nerves are frazzled. And for Whitney, this is the nightmare scenario, being far from her aging dad, feeling powerless. It's a harsh reminder of the fears that come with leaving behind family, and Whitney's anxiety spikes. She vows to obsessively check the cameras from now on. Thankfully, Glenn is fine, and Whitney can sigh with relief, joking about the perils of CBD and Glenn Floor. But the scare lingers. The next morning, as the trio finally approaches Salem, the excitement starts bubbling over. Whitney jokes about her new dating pool, picky standards, and maybe even dying alone. But her friends tease that love really could be waiting for her in Massachusetts. When her new home comes into view, it's almost surreal. The condo is gorgeous, the view breathtaking, and the beach is mere steps away. Whitney moves in with nervous hope, feeling validated by this leap of faith, convinced she's made the right call. Jessica and Ashley are swept up in the beauty, but sense the bittersweet. Whitney fits so perfectly here. Will she ever return to Greensboro? Whitney's first act as a Salem resident is a backyard welcome party thrown by her friends Sabrina and Corinne. The vibe is pure New England charm, with homemade cake and local faces. There's even playful discussion about Whitney's romantic possibilities, and for the first time, Whitney opens up to her friends about maybe dating women. She's never ruled it out, and now she feels like anything is possible. It's a signal. Whitney is not just looking to swap addresses. She wants real, fundamental changes in her personal life, her identity, and her capacity for joy. As the party simmers down, Jessica faces her own emotional crossroads. She's been carrying a mountain of grief, the loss of her dad, hurt from miscarriages, and the heavy expectations of marriage and running a business. Being in Salem, unburdened from the weight of home, Jessica actually feels the most relaxed and happy she's felt in years. The realization is both freeing and terrifying. When Whitney invites Jessica to stay for a while instead of returning home, Jessica accepts. It's a small but powerful moment. Two women, both battered by loss and disappointment, deciding, together, to prioritize their own happiness for once. But the episode isn't afraid to tackle the hardest truths. Jessica wonders if trying a GLP-1 medication for fertility, and maybe coincidentally for weight loss, is worth the risk despite the judgment she knows she'll face. Whitney encourages her not to let haters dictate her choices, especially when it comes to health and happiness. It's empowering but loaded with tough reality. Both women have lived their entire adult lives with public scrutiny around their bodies, and any change invites fear of losing the hard-fought body positivity they've earned. Wrapping up, we see Whitney and her crew making new memories. Breakfast, beach walks, laughs. Jessica's decision to stay feels right for now, a pause from the demands of home life. And Ashley eventually says goodbye, promising to keep the friendship flame burning. Whitney is more determined than ever. She's embracing her Wes era, refusing to say no to new experiences, opportunities, or even new kinds of relationships. She's not abandoning her old friends. She's expanding her heart to make room for more. Fully aware it's bittersweet and maybe a little scary, but also exciting and full of promise. So, what does the ending mean? Whitney's move is more than just a relocation. It's a metaphor for choosing yourself, even when it's hard, and allowing space for healing, new love, and fresh starts. Jessica's choice to stay in Salem signals her own need to breathe and figure out what real happiness means, whether that's fixing her marriage, redefining motherhood, or simply being free for a little while. The episode ends with all the women, including Whitney, Sabrina, Corinne, and Jessica, standing together, cuddle coven forever, ready for whatever's next. If you made it this far, I want to hear what you think. Did Whitney make the right call? Would you have stayed to support your friends, or would you have chased a brand new life in Salem? Drop your thoughts down below. If you loved this recap and want more deep dives into drama, relationships, and real life journeys like this, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and share with anyone who's ever thought about starting over. Let's talk all things fabulous. See you next time.